Hey cruisers, welcome to this pop-up live stream here on YouTube. I hope everyone is doing amazingly well. It has been almost 2 months since we have seen you for a live stream. Our evenings have gotten busy, life threw us for a little loop, and so nowadays we're just gonna have to wing it. And all kinds of weird stuff is happening on my computer. I'm all thrown off. Anyway, hello everybody. It is so good to be back. And I appreciate all of the questions already coming in. This is exciting. Tina has already hit us with a question, which is great. I have got all kinds of things to share with you tonight. I want to tell you a little bit about our Discovery Princess cruise. I want to invite everybody to join our Facebook group, which is moderated by the wonderful Mike and Cheryl, who are here with us tonight in the chat. I'm gonna put a link in the live chat to the Facebook group so that you all can join, but if you're watching this on replay, because a lot of people do watch it on replay, all you have to do is go into the description of the video and you can snag it there, and we'll take good care to make sure that you get accepted as long as you answer the join questions and all of that good stuff. But it's wonderful to see everybody here. I want to give a warm welcome to our Patreon community tonight. It has been so long since we did a live stream that I haven't been able to thank everybody in person like this. So if you're part of our Patreon community, who we call our backstage crew, please feel free to type crew and your favorite cruise emoji down in the chat. We'd love to hear from you, and a big thanks to all of you. I hope that our Patreon community saw our new intro. We're just like to change it up a little bit, where I had 3 different screens rolling for our patrons tonight. So hopefully you liked a little something different. I had fun working on that today in my graphics software. It made me feel creative. I was like, oh, I'm doing something creative. It feels so good. So it's great to see you all here. Bill, I see you can't stay. Thank you so much for stopping by and saying hi. We're always glad to have you. I see our backstage crew weighing in. Mike and Cheryl are here. Charles and Elizabeth are here. Lori Z is here. And I know there's many, many more. So we're going to watch for those a little bit later and start answering your cruise questions. Please don't hesitate to jump in and ask me those cruise questions. I love that Tina had hers all organized and ready to go. A few more crew members weighing in. Cheryl, Diane, so good to have all of you guys here. Oh, also, I linked to my romper in the description today. This is a new one. This is actually the first time I've ever worn it. It's not a dress, it's a romper. It's kind of a weird, like, bat wing number. I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but I thought it was kind of tropical and it felt kind of cruisy to me, so I thought I would wear it tonight. And yeah. Very nice. Oh my gosh, you guys, you have to join me in saying hello to Dave Savard and his beautiful wife, Cindy. They are on a 21 or 22 day cruise out of San Francisco to Alaska, a very special long journey. Dave, I hope you guys are having a wonderful time. I have so been enjoying following your channel. So let's get to the questions, and I'll keep watching as our backstage crew come in and take a look at all of those a little bit later. Tina Carecchio says, Sherry, I'll be on Discovery Princess later in the summer. Curious, number 1, how casual is the main dining room for dinner? And number 2, does Princess have cocoa or soup on deck for Glacier Day? Okay, Tina, the main dining room is more casual than you'd think. I actually found, if I was comparing it side by side to like Norwegian, I would actually say that Princess has gotten a little more casual in the main dining room, and I saw a lot of shorts and t-shirts if you wanted to, except for formal night. I also saw people wearing dresses every night, polo shirts, but on the first night in Alaska especially, probably everyone will be wearing a t-shirt or sweatshirt or sweater. Like, there will be very few people dressed up on night 1. Only the lucky folks who got their luggage and had time to get dressed. Everybody on night 1 is going to be wicked casual. So overall, I'm going to say it's partially because it's Alaska though too. Like, Alaska's just way more casual. Number 2, did they have hot cocoa or pea soup on deck? Here's the bad thing. I don't know. I barely made it to the Glacier Day. The glacier viewing time was 6:15 in the morning, both weeks for me. And so I only made it out on deck one time. I did not see any pea soup or cocoa, but I could have missed it because I was half asleep. And the second week, I slept through the glacier time. I hate saying it, but 6:15 is way too early for glacier viewing for me. I was bummed, but yeah, I just couldn't. Natasha said my romper's giving 70s vibes. Charles said look at Elizabeth coworkers calls these angel wings. Yeah, it feels like something like that. Natasha V asking for advice. You're going to the Honduras on Icon. You want to just go to the Chocolate and Rum Factory. Best way to do this, I would go to Shore Excursions group website using the link in our description. I hope I have a link in there for you. Yeah, you've got a link in the description for, and our affiliate link is in this video. And what you can do, Natasha, is go in there and see if they have a tour for you, because it's going to guarantee that you get back to the ship on time, or they'll get you to your next destination. And their tours are less crowded and they're cheaper. That's what I would do. All right. Lindsay Dempsey said, have you traveled out of Fort Lauderdale? What's it like? First time going there for Star Princess. Yes, many times I've cruised out of Fort Lauderdale on Princess, and I have to tell you, it is two of my roughest embarkations ever. Unfortunately, have been there. There's really, if anything gets delayed at Fort Lauderdale, the traffic around the area gets really bad, and the lines can come out of the building. So what I want you to do is be very prepared for traffic. Get yourself there early, but also make sure you bring plenty of water and snacks in case you get stuck in the line outside the building, because it is a long one. And both of my Princess cruises out of that area have had embarkation day delays. I'm hoping that what happens is you go on this cruise and none of this bad stuff happens to you. It only happened to me because that is weird, and I don't know why that happened. Liberty Cruiser, hello, darling. Does anyone know the theme nights on a 3-night MSC cruise? I would just plan for the white party. That's all I would personally pack for, but people go all out Liberty Cruiser. Like, pack white. You're going to see a lot of white dresses, white sandals, white shorts, white t-shirts, but it's probably going to be hot, so cool, breathable resort wear will be good. Yay! Penny Cowan said, is anybody going on the Love Boat Regal Princess cruise in November? Did I go on the one in 2024? What are the tips? No, I didn't go on that one, but my friend Ilana from Lifewell Cruise did, and she said it was really fun. I'm not planning on going, but they have all kinds of fun activities planned. You will very likely meet the cast and have the time of your life. It's going to be amazing. So have fun. Lori Z said, I've been reading about how many ports are severely restricting the number of ships, numbers of visitors they're allowed. Do you think we'll see itineraries with more sea days? No, I don't, Lori. I think what we'll see as a knee-jerk reaction more, Lori, to that is going to be more private island and private cruise line destinations, because they're going to want to have you at a destination so that you're happy and you feel like you're going somewhere, but they're going to want to control it, and that's one way you control it. You control it by building a little destination, by building another island, by building a perfect little beach area where everybody can go without having to rely on those other limitations. Susan Goldmacher said, do I need a passport, or can I use my driver's license to go on a cruise from Tampa to Mexico? It's a 3-night cruise. You could probably go with your real ID and a birth certificate if you really wanted to, Susan, but we highly recommend to everyone that you get a passport, and you need to direct this question to the cruise line or to your travel agent, because I don't know your particular situation, but for a lot of people, they don't even have their birth certificate, so it's just easier to get a passport. I recommend the passport. Linda, oh, by the way, too, if you don't have a passport, you might have to go in a different line when you embark and debark on a cruise and you feel kind of singled out. So get a passport. Linda McCune said, can you take a knee scooter on Royal Caribbean? I don't think I've ever seen one, but I may be needing one in November. Yes, you can. I have seen people on knee scooters, and you can take them on a Royal Caribbean cruise. However, you can email, I think is it special needs at royalcaribbean.com, guys? Where you would double check and make sure you can take the knee scooter. I think they have an email address. You may also want to call them or check with your travel agent to verify, but I'm 99% sure you're going to be just fine. Now, Mike and Cheryl said that they love Fort Lauderdale. They said it's the easiest port, close to the airport and hotels, love the sail away. All of that is true. I was a little negative about my port experience for Princess, but yes, we all love the Embassy Suites at 17th Street. Mike and Cheryl just went and stayed there after the renovation. And of course, yes, the hotels are really close to the port, especially that Embassy, and it is a beautiful sail away. My only concern is I've had really long delays, like hours and hours standing outside. So, yeah. Susie said, I thought the Princess Love Boat celebration was changed to March of 26th. I'm not sure about that, Susie, but maybe somebody knows. I could check Princess Love Boat celebration. Let's see. Love Boat. I mean, if you are a Love Boat fan, I cannot emphasize enough how wonderful I've heard that cruise is. I can't find the information right now, guys, but I think somebody will probably be able to weigh in. Great question. Mrs. 2000 said, for medication that's prescribed by a doctor, do we need a note for the doctor or just the medication in its original bottle? You're fine with the medication in its original bottle. People often even transfer it into another pill container. But I like your idea, Mrs. 2000, of keeping it in that container just in case. We got, in Galveston, my husband actually got pulled out of line by a drug-sniffing dog, and we actually think it could have been because of some medication I had or because of some bath salts we packed that seemed kind of sus. Our bath salts were very like scented, and they had like exotic herbs in them. I mean, I bought the stinking things at Walmart. They shouldn't be that exotic, right? It's like Dr. Teal's bath salt. But upon further review and talking with other people, they thought it might be the bath salts. But you're good with the prescription bottle, Mrs. 2000. You should be just fine. So, Mike and Cheryl said they've been on cruises and have been denied entry to the ship without a passport. There's another reason to get a passport, guys. Very good point. Hi, Heather. I'm so glad you're here. Yay. Yeah, lots of great turnout today. I love it. Yeah, Lindsay, we don't know what happened with that drug sniffing dog inspection. All we know is we weren't alone. They were pulling aside people by the dozens, and none of them looked like they were toting any marijuana or anything. Honestly, it was a 12-night cruise out of Galveston, and it was a pretty mature crowd, if you know what I mean, including us. Mr. Chris City said he only saw one person got pulled aside looking sus. Did they get, what's that? Okay. So yeah, there was a little bit of that. Okay, so we've got, Penny said, cruising from Galveston, what's been your experience there? I really liked cruising out of Galveston. Of course, as we all know, depending on which airport you fly into, it can be a very long and very expensive, over $120 Uber ride to get from the Houston George Bush Airport down to the port. So that's one thing you have to think about. If you can get yourself down to Galveston for a few days in advance, enjoy the cute little Gulf town, enjoy all the restaurants, enjoy the downtown area, which is called the Strand, and the beach area, which is called the Seawall. There's a lot to do. So one thing I'd love to tell you to do is get down there early. You can Uber around town once you're down there, or you could just stay somewhere like the Harbor House right by your cruise ship embarkation area and then walk everywhere, and only Uber when absolutely necessary. Or you could rent a car if you really wanted to, but I probably wouldn't rent a car. So Galveston's really fun. I found the port itself to be smooth and really nice. We had a very good experience. We would have been on the ship at 11:15 if it wasn't for the drug sniffing dog incident. I mean, we would have been on that ship early. It was very nice, very smooth. Oh, shoot. Yeah, Natasha, I think it's probably safe to take a taxi if that's what you know you want to do. Just use your best judgment with the driver. Agree upon a price up front. Make sure you're in an official taxi vehicle. When in doubt, when you're booking a taxi in a port like that, look for a taxi stand or a tourism board booth with a taxi stand, and they can direct you to an authorized taxi driver. Yeah. So... yeah, Marcia, there's tons of hotels that offer parking during the cruise. I know that Guido's offers some parking down there, but lots of them do. So yeah, Natasha's all set. We got that one. And I also got Marcia's question, honey. You guys are amazing with all the questions coming in. Let's see. Mrs. 2000 said, if on the Princess app they don't have an option for allergies to pineapple, do I tell the server that will be serving it? Yeah. You want to tell your server on your first night. I would suggest asking for a set time dining. When you get on the ship, go to the Princess Maitre d' dining hours. They're usually held in the afternoon in one of the specialty restaurants. Tell them, I'd like to have the same server every night. And oh, by the way, I have a pineapple allergy. And then they can make sure that they accommodate you. Princess is excellent with that. Every single time we sat down in a specialty restaurant on Princess, before they would even hand us a menu, they would ask us if we had food allergies. Every single night in specialty. Now, in main dining, they're going to ask you on your first night, and hopefully you're going to have the same people, Mrs. 2000, who are going to serve you. So you should be okay there. Good tip from Jennifer, you guys. Jennifer said that you can also fly into Houston Hobby Airport, and that is where they fly in, and you can rent a car to get to Galveston. The nice thing about Hobby is it's also closer to the port of Galveston. So that's kind of a bonus there. Yeah, I love it. So Ron CRK said they love cruising out of Galveston. They live in North Texas. Most hotels have stand parks. Same with us. We live in North Texas too. And we drive down there. And I actually park though. I park at the port because I want to leave quickly after the cruise. I don't want to have to Uber back to my hotel. Don't want to deal with it. So I spend the money and I park at the actual official Port of Galveston covered lot closest to the cruise ship. That is my personal preference for parking in Galveston. Thanks for that, Ron. Yeah. Charles is giving a tip for you, Natasha. He said, if by Honduras do you mean Roatan? If so, you can book a car through Victor Bauden Tours. Ask for Norma Jean. It's surprisingly affordable. That's what I would do, is do that. Sheldon, how are you? Sheldon is one of our highest tiers of patrons, you guys. He's one of only 2 of our formal night patrons. And I wanted to see if Sheldon saw the intro today. Everybody's name was on Patreon tonight. I just wanted to call that out, Sheldon. There you go, Natasha. Charles has a lot of experience in that area. That is so helpful. Thank you so much for that, by the way. And to all of you who are weighing in, you guys, and helping out, thank you. These are cruise Q&As just as much because of your assistance. I don't have all the answers. So we appreciate all of you guys so much. And to our backstage crew who have popped in throughout the stream, our Patreon people, thank you so much for being here. You guys are amazing. Trying to think if there's any new cruise news I wanted to talk about today. I saw some cruise news coming in. I think I got a press release today that Celebrity is having a big sale through July 28th. They're offering 75% off your second guest cruise fare. So if you want to talk to your travel agent about that, that looks like a good deal. And that news just came out today. MSC said that their ship that's going to be out of Galveston is going to have Robotron on it. I don't know if that's news or if that's just a call out, but they did send me a press release about that today. MSC did. So that's interesting. Trying to think of what else I wanted to share with you guys in the way of news. I can't think of anything this week. It's Monday, so it's a little quiet. Yay! Lindsay said, oh, hi, question. Princess hasn't taken over Star Princess yet. When do they usually do that? Oh, right, because their newest ship is coming out in November. So they will take delivery of the ship just before that in a ceremony. And then they'll have they're going to have probably some media events in November. So yeah, November is when the beautiful Star is coming out. I know they're doing some media events on it. I don't think I can make it to that because I have another cruise already booked for that week. So I probably won't be able to go on that, but I'm going to try to go on a full sailing of Princess's newest ship. And if it's as wonderful as Sun, I know I'm going to love it. Oh my gosh, Bill, I'm so glad you had a good time on that cruise. That has been on my bucket list, Bill. I really want to do the British Isles. I've never been to Ireland or Scotland. I'd really like to do that. So Charles said, you guys, that for that tour in Roatan, that they have a booth and they're going to customize your tour there. That's great. Sheldon said, I'm looking forward to the next pod. Wondering if you're going to include Mr. Cruise Tips TV confrontation. What is Sheldon talking about, honey? Do we have a confrontation? You'll have to tell me, Sheldon, what you mean. I know there are mixed feelings about my baby podcast videos that we've been doing, but yeah, the podcast will be up this Wednesday, and we're going to have some fun with it. But you have to clarify. I'm sure it'll come right back to me, Sheldon. I just don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Marcia. Marcia said, this is my second cruise. When does Princess typically publish their onboard daily schedules and when formal nights are, etc.? Okay, so usually, Marcia, formal nights are typically, Vernon, you're a stinker. I see that. Crack it up. Marcia, the formal nights are usually on C days. Whenever they can do it. They can't always do it, but a lot of times it's like day 2 and day 5. Sometimes what'll happen when you go and you register on the Princess app, the whole entire schedule for the whole week will populate into the app like a couple weeks before the cruise. But you could also go onto cruise message boards and ask people to share their Princess patterns, or just simply ask, hey, I'm going on this ship, this itinerary, and what nights are the formal nights? And people will chime in immediately probably and say it's nights 2 and 5, it's formal nights. But that should be when you should be able to see those. You could ask around. Vernon frequented our Amazon Live the other night and wants to publicly thank me for being a good mom to Junior by buying my own shoe rack so Junior could have his own. Yes, I did. I did. It was an act of pure innocence, Vernon, and altruism. Yes, indeed it was. Oh, that's amazing. You guys, Lindsay is getting married on Star Princess, and she said we're welcome to crash her wedding. That is so rad. Cake will be involved. Yeah, Diane, what is going on with Dawn? I saw, I went to the grocery store right before this, and I looked at my Instagram for a second, and I saw him in a hospital gown, and I was like, oh no, you're gonna have to fill me in. Maybe message me and let me know what's going on. Some emergency, he had to get in there, but he's able to talk. Oh, poor Dawn. So scary. We do not want any surprises for him with all of his cancer journey that he has had. Yes, Ron, MSC does have dressy nights. They sure do, and people get really elegant. They do. A lot of people bring their formal wear when they come on over from Europe. Oh, getting pulled over on embarkation. Yeah, Sheldon. You mean when we had the drug sniffing dog? We did a whole podcast on it already, I think. Didn't we do a podcast on the... Yeah, I think we did. Sheldon, I'll find the episode and send it to you. I think we did a full one, a very full one. It was crazy. Poor guy, he got pulled aside because he was carrying my bag. It was my bag that got inspected. He just happened to be being a gentleman and wheeling it. And they separated us. They made me and Junior go to the boarding area, and they took him in a room with all of the delinquents. I'm kidding. They really weren't. They really weren't delinquents. Oh, my gosh, I know. I know. Heather is a wedding photographer. Lindsay, if you need help, Heather would be glad to come along and snap your photo. I'm offering you up, Heather. That was definitely uncalled for, but you never know. All right, friends, we're going to wrap it up tonight. If you're interested in a little more live stream business, we are going to pop over to Amazon Live after this. For our Amazon Live after party, we're going to be talking a little bit about some new kitchen items, and I have some new, just overall like fresh new deals for the week. Everything is going to be on sale for that Amazon Live. And if you're new to it and you don't know what I'm talking about, Amazon Live is actually kind of like a YouTube live stream. So what we're doing right now, but it's held on Amazon, and I talk about a carousel of products that I curate for our audience. If you've never done it, it's really fun. Oh yes, podcast on how to deal with it. I'll find it, Sheldon. I think we're still okay. I follow you because we were doing the 2-part series. That's what we should do. We should add that in because we did go over it on the podcast, but let's add it in and do it again. We did kind of break it down in our article too. We're like, what if this happens to you? And what are the best strategies? And we'll do it again. Good idea. Delinquents and princess don't go together. That's right, Vernon. This is why we love it. You know, not as much of that party crowd on a princess cruise. I do want to ask you guys something though. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. It's about casinos. And this may be from the No Duh magazine, but the question that I just put in there is, have you noticed casinos getting bigger on ships? Have you guys noticed that cruise lines and cruise ships are focusing so much more on adding slot machines, making bigger spaces, and they're attracting a lot more gambling? Have you guys noticed that? I've noticed that. I'm curious about it. It makes sense though. So, all right, friends. We are going to wrap up. If you'd like to come say hello at our Amazon Live after party, the link to that is pinned to the top of the comments. After the live stream, I will also link to it, as well as my romper. I also got some very cute new sandals. And for my ladies who need a little orthopedic support, I can attest, so can Elizabeth, who hangs out with us here, that these are the most amazing sandals. So I'm going to make sure that you guys get a link to these pinned to the top of the comments as well, because they are very much cruise approved. I am wearing them as my current, like my indoor slippers right now, because my feet are too hot in Texas summer to be doing slippers in the house when it's like 99 outside. So I cannot speak highly enough about them. They are absolutely outstanding, and I recommend them thoroughly. So let me actually, I'm just going to put them in the chat so people can see them now in case anyone's slipper or sandal shopping. They are, according to Charles's wife, they are very similar to a very high-end brand that charges at least twice as much. So I just have to share this with you guys because I have been very much loving them. I want to see what Natasha said. Natasha said, I need a recommendation on gold short heels. I don't have any short ones, but I have some chunky ones that I absolutely love, Natasha. If you want to buzz over to the live stream, I can get you a link to that afterwards. Okay, friends, we're going to wrap up. Thanks for participating in the poll. I have a hard stop right now, so I'm going to close the poll and look at the results later, but I think it might be a topic that I want to bring up. Maybe I can find an expert on this to bring onto our podcast because I want to talk about it more. Yes, that'd be wonderful, Charles. Thank you. Yes, Diane, I know, right? Interesting, Sheldon. Casinos taking our indoor cigar lounges. Bingo. I've noticed some of them have vanished too. Thank you for being here, friends. We'll try to do more pop-ups. I can't guarantee when they're going to be, so just hang in there with me. But we had an incredible turnout tonight, and you're telling me that you like the Q&As, so thank you. I appreciate you all so much, guys. And until next time, we'll see you on the high seas. Bye.
Cruiser of the week.
Hey, click me to subscribe. Hey, click me to subscribe.